Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now is the point in the stream in which I'm going to talk about Star Wars.
Okay. What do you have to say about Star Wars?
So
This topic that's been discussed so much, I want to throw up when I hear the name Star followed by Wars.
I get you. And by the way, the anger I've received on Twitter after some mild Star Wars comments makes me be there right with you, Rich.
Yeah, it's never worth it to talk about Star Wars, Jack.
It's never worth it. Someone tweeted at me the other day about how many days I thought took place in The Force Awakens.
Mm-hmm.
They said, like, I'm thinking about it now, and it kind of felt like it took place over one day.
Yeah.
And I was like, and, I started thinking about that, and, it starts at night with the massacre, and then we got the next day with Rey scavenging, and then we have another night scene, and then we go the next day, but it's, that third day is, like, they're on the Falcon, they're on the other ship, they go, like, that's a long day. But maybe there's another night and day in there, so I'm going to say...
Now, we're talking about a 24-hour human day, right?
Human. We have to assume... We have to assume that they follow the same basic clock as we do, right? The human days.
Okay.
Space days, if you will. 24-hour space days. And so I'm assuming The Force Awakens took place over 3 or 4 days. And so I started thinking about...
It's like one, isn't it?
What?
It's like one. It's never many.
Well, no. It starts at night.
Well, you go to different planets. You can't judge it by the day and night.
Well, no. On Jakku, it starts at night.
Yeah.
Then the next day on Jakku, she's scavenging.
Okay.
And then remember, she's sitting at the AT-AT at night.
Before the action really starts.
Right.
Yeah.
Then they leave the planet, and that might be all one same day.
Yeah.
So for sure, we have 3 days.
Okay.
After that, I'm saying maybe 4, right?
Are you assuming Jakku doesn't have like some kind of weird 8-hour day?
Exactly. Right. There's a lot of variables in this.
Yeah.
I'm making a lot of assumptions.
So wait. We're talking about Star Wars. It's every planet's a 24-hour day.
Every planet has a 24-hour day, of course. Yeah, Jakku is the opening scene. That's where they killed the old man. That's why BB-8 ended up on Jakku and found Rey.
A 24-hour day and precisely one environment.
Yes. Desert or spaceship of varying degrees. They really mixed it up with Return when they added a jungle to the mix. Okay, so then I started thinking about the original series, and I had a little time on my hands, and so I actually I popped open the original series and started scrubbing through them to figure out how many days took place in the original series. And in A New Hope, it's actually 4 days. Something interesting about Star Wars and time in A New Hope? I thought this was very interesting. So we have a couple days on... what's Luke's home planet? Tatooine. We have a couple days on Tatooine. But then on the third day is when they go to the Mos Eisley Cantina, when they take off with Han Solo. But then, when Luke's doing his lightsaber training, that's 2 a.m.
Okay.
Because Han says we should arrive at Alderaan at 0200 hours, which means Han uses military time.
Okay.
Which I thought was very strange. But, they're all doing that at 2 a.m. on the 4th day, on what would be the 4th day in Star Wars.
Presuming 0200 means the same thing.
You have to presume that, man. It's Star Wars.
You probably would presume that because it's Star Wars, but...
Yeah. So that takes place over 4 days. And so then I start going into Empire, right?
Yeah.
And using only what's available in the movie. And that's the important part for you fuckwads. Only information available in the movie. Empire takes place over 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, New Hope's episode 4. Empire's episode 5.
All right.
By the way, we get to return. 6 days. 4, 5, 6 for episode 4, 5, and 6. Isn't that crazy? I just thought it was a...
Is it okay if I say no?
I just think that's an incredible coincidence, don't you think?
I think if anything, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I think it's an incredible coincidence. I'm not saying they planned that out. Jesus Christ, they couldn't plan something out, right? I'm just saying, what an incredible coincidence. And so I tweet out something to that variety. Hey, for episode four episodes, right?
Right.
So here's where I'm incredibly wrong, according to the internet, Rich.
Yeah.
You ready for it?
I'm ready for it.
The Empire Strikes Back. Luke goes to Dagobah to train, and Han and Leia go to Cloud City.
I understand.
Do you know how long that movie takes place?
Sure.
3 to 4 months.
What?
That's what people on the internet say is 3 to 4 months.
Empire? Oh, you know why?
Why?
They can't handle that Luke didn't have that much training. That he had about 5 hours worth of training, and that's absolutely the case.
He had 5 hours. No,
yeah.
He's on Dagobah for giving it like the full breadth of my imagination. He's on Dagobah for 3 days.
Han and Leia weren't on the run for no fucking 4 months.
I fucking know.
Because they can't handle that Luke Skywalker didn't have Jedi training. What do you mean? No, he's the perfect Jedi. He's the amazing Jedi. Most amazing, powerful Jedi that's ever lived. Jedi.
Yes.
Not like Rey, because Rey learned instantly. Not like Luke. Rey's horrible. Rey only had no training. Not like Luke.
That's exactly what it is, Rich. That's exactly what it fucking is. And they're so determined to prove me wrong. They're so determined to prove me wrong about this. They're like, well, you know what it was, Rich. In the novelization of Empire. They explain that it indeed took Han and Leia months to get to Bespin. But no, it's like in the movie, they're there in a day. They're there in a day, maybe 2. It doesn't matter. Rich, your impersonation of the internet is spot on. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. So that's the point. That's what I've been dealing with, is all these nerds who are so hell-bent on proving that Luke is a better Jedi because he had months of training.
I know.
Right.
Oh, and he didn't. He totally did not.
Oh, God, no.
And clearly the next time he sees Yoda and Jedi, he hasn't come back based on their dialogue.
Right. But they're so hell-bent on proving their point that they make up random bullshit. And like I said, according to the novelization, according to things that aren't the movie, oh no, yeah, it was months. It took him, he was training for months, right?
Uh-huh.
But there's nothing in the movie that says that it was anything, there's nothing in the movie that says Han and Leia were in the Falcon for anything more than a couple hours. They're in the exact same fucking chairs.
Luke's not a Mary Sue. 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 Luke's not a Mary Sue.
The girl's the bad one. The girl's the bad one, not Luke. Luke is good and perfect all the time. It's the girl that's the bad one. Right, I understand. By the way, I understand what you guys are all saying. Oh, their hyperdrive was busted, and so, logically it would take them months to get to Bespin. The only problem is that's not shown anywhere in the movie. They detach from the big cruiser, and they're all sitting in the cockpit of the Falcon, and they fly off to Bespin. Cut to... they're at Bespin, still sitting in the cockpit, all wearing the same clothes, and no time has passed.
If they're not able to hit light speed, then that journey took them tens of thousands of years.
Oh no, Rich!
Unless Bespin is in the very same star system, then it might have only taken a year. And why would they think they could hide there in the same star system that they're fleeing from?
Oh no! It seems that their logic is broken.
Luke's not a Mary Sue. Luke's not a Mary Sue. He had more than 2 days of training. He's not a Mary Sue. He's the best trained Jedi that's ever lived.
It's because he had so much training. That's why. Because he had so much training. That's why. That's why he's not sure. So that's all it was. Is over and over all weekend is people just doing their best to prove me wrong, and you just can't. People, you absolutely cannot. There's a case that Luke is on Dagobah for 3 days. I still think it might just be 2. Well, 2 days of training. He lands the one day, the night, and then he's got 1 day of training where he's got Yoda on his back and he does the flips and he goes to face fake Vader in the cave, and then he's got day 2 of training where he's lifting rocks and Yoda lifts the X-wing and then he sees the vision of his friends and then he leaves that night.
Yeah,
he has 2 days worth of training.
I've always known this.
Right. The nerds on the internet do not believe. My favorite part is everyone points to this novelization, right?
Yeah, like Lucas wrote that or something, right?
Oh, right. Well, and so they say that's what. Don't you understand? That's why people are so upset about Rey, because she didn't have any training. And to which case you can just say, oh, well then just wait for the novelization of A Force Awakens. And I'm sure they'll clear all that up.
You don't even need that. Fucking Kylo Ren is bleeding he's shot in the kidney.
You don't even need that. They're space wizards. It's a fantasy movie.
I know.
It's a fantasy movie.
I prefer not to think about the entire franchise.
Sure.
You've brought this to my door, Jack.
I did. No, it was brought to me by the internet, and I'm sharing it with you because I have no one else.
Because you hate me.
Because I have no one else who will listen to me. You're forced to listen to me. You're right here. And I know it's entertaining for everyone to watch you lose your shit over Star Wars. So that was more so, Rich. That was a gift to our audience. You're welcome. I thought I was going to talk about the new Star Wars movie, not the old one. Nah. We talked about that one already. Not, and I've only seen it the once. I've seen Star Wars twice. I've seen it the twice now. I've seen the Star Wars the twice now. I still likes it. Jack is factually wrong. Luke had a year of experience.
He was on Dagobah for a year. Well, Han and Leia were on Bespin for a whole year. Yes. Yes.
He's with the Rebellion for a while. I can't imagine he trained with another Jedi Master for a year. Like, you got some pilot training, sure. Maybe some hand-to-hand combat training. Star Wars facts.
Maybe he had training cassettes.
Do you think the Jedi books were like on tape?
Yeah.
And he was listening to
Jedi
them.
books on tape.
Jedi books on tape.
Yeah.
And he was listening to them while piloting the X-wing. That's possible. That's possible. Chapter 3: Using the Force. And that's how
I recorded these in case I should ever die before I could properly train you.
And that's how Luke knew he could move the lightsaber in Empire?
Yeah.
Because no one ever taught him. Luke's such a Mary Sue. No one ever taught him he could move stuff with his mind. But he just does it in Empire. And no one ever taught him, but he just does it rich. How does he know how to do that? No one taught it to him. What a Mary Sue. Oh, wait. Did he move stuff with his mind? Did Obi-Wan ever move stuff with his mind?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
He violated people's free will.
Right. But did he ever move anything with his mind? No, Yoda did later. Remember, Luke grabs his lightsaber
Yeah.
from the snow in the beginning of Empire.
Yep.
Did he ever see that before? I don't think so, actually. No, before he tried lifting his wax on Hoth.
Look, what's important
Yeah.
is that Luke isn't a Mary Sue, even though he had just a slightly better amount of more of training than Rey, who quite clearly is a Mary Sue.
Right. Luke had a whole 36 hours of training.
Right.
And all the
Right.
books on tape. Right. Right.
Stay over there.
Remember, if it didn't happen on camera, it cannot be suggested by a storyteller. There is a difference between what people consider Star Wars canon and what happened in the movies. If you're saying that people need to read 3 novels, a comic book, an encyclopedia of the universe in order to understand the movie, I'm going to call that a bad movie. Yeah, see, I think that's Manny the Very King makes many good points. Is he thinks that the novelization of The Last Jedi is really going to flesh out the whole Rose Finn love story. I bet there were chapters missing, right? So wait for the novelization. That'll just flesh everything will make sense after that.
Stick to me. Let's go.
Is Jack talking about something he doesn't like about the last? Here's the thing. I like both Empire and The Last Jedi, and I think that both of them kind of have their flaws, as all movies do. All of the Star Wars movies have some flaws if you think about them for a little bit. But that's okay, because they're just fun movies. And in the case of both movies, they're fantasy movies, so you're not really supposed to be thinking hyper-logically. You're just supposed to be enjoying the characters and the situation that they're in. It's all fantasy. It's all make-believe. It's all magic and sorcery. So if you like the characters and the situations that they're in, that's the only thing you're supposed to be worried about.
Wait there.
No, Star Wars, no work of fiction should ever define you as a person. And if you find yourself passionately and violently
Usually violently.
arguing with someone over Star Wars, you need to like pause and just reevaluate your life. It's fun, you know, like getting into like nitpicky stuff in movies is supposed to be a fun thing that people do. Like, haha, that doesn't make any sense. That's really silly. And Star Wars, they got the Death Star there, right? And they're waiting to blow up a moon. But why not just blow up the planet? That would probably blow up the moon too, right? Why do they got to get around the planet? That doesn't make no sense. That's a plot hole. But you know what? It doesn't fucking matter. Because we're all just excited about the battle. All these little things, people. All these little things.
Head that way.
I know you've said the I hate everything videos aren't another cinema sins, but I'm very skeptical. And usually I forget to check into them after the stream is over. It sounds like a channel that, you know, reflexively hates everything because that's what their name is. So I have yet to lock on to checking that channel out. But I hear you. I hear you.
Come on. Keep it moving.
I like that. Jimothy Robert. Death Star, more like Death Mary Sue Star. Yeah.
Yeah.
Death Star's a Mary
Yeah.
Sue, absolutely.
Stick with me.
What? Nipplebag? I like the Lego movie. You get out of town. That's a fun little movie. Nipplebag just said the Lego movie sucked. I was like, nah, I think the Lego movie's pretty alright, tell you what.
Go.
I think they nailed that. Remember when you passionately argue about a film? The problem is me? Well, I'm hopefully entertaining people. That's part of what I'm doing here.
Don't fall behind.
This is part of the shtick.
Faster.
We talk about movies.
Move that way.
Oh, the looters are back.
Yeah.
Oh.
They occasionally show up with pains in the ass.
Oh. Kamabun says, is it just me or have trailers gotten worse? I think it's just you. I think it's just you. I think there's some really good trailers and there's some not so good trailers, and I think that's always been the case.
Keep moving. Stick to me.
Well, his guard, as long as I'm entertaining people, that's all that matters. As long as I'm entertaining people. All right. Where are we? J.R.R. Lovecraft says, Rich, would you and Mike consider doing some the original series episode commentaries? Both good and bad eps. I ask because old shows can be intimidating to younger viewers, and this might help get people interested in Star Trek, the original series.
Well, we'll see.
do
We
you
usually don't do TV type commentaries, but I don't know. It's not been discussed before. I'll tell you that.
How would that work? I guess it would work the same as any commentary track, right?
Yeah.
Just like start now.
Yeah. By nature, they're shorter though, which I don't know, might hurt. Time to get on. We usually go off on tangents though. We usually don't talk about what we're watching. It might actually be a terrible idea.
Or really just an excuse for you guys to go on more tangents.
Oh, yeah.
And get more episodes out. So that's what more episodes out quicker. So, it could be a good idea. All right, what we got here? Valiant Bloodshot, who says, I wish Marvel adapted Garth Ennis's Punisher Max, where he took on real criminals. The Mafia, corrupt military officials, a human trafficking ring, employees of Enron. It's bloody, twisted, and glorious.
Well, he typically takes on real criminals, right?
I assume.
Yeah.
I think... When was the Punisher created in the comics?
75.
75.
Originally a Spider-Man villain.
Yeah, I can see that. I think you're going to have a problem with the Punisher with modern day sensibilities. If the Punisher was created in the mid 70s, you are talking, a height of crime-ridden streets. You got New York being, filled with pimps and pushers and prostitutes. This Death Wish time, right?
That's what the Punisher was born out of.
Yes. Yeah. This was a time when everyone was just absolutely okay murdering anyone who, littered.
It should almost be a period piece.
Right. Right. And so just the very idea of a hero that murders someone might not... It doesn't mesh with modern sensibilities, which is why, like, in the Punisher series, in fact, like, that's one of the big things is, like, who he can kill and why he's killing and his internal struggle. And that's kind of what made the Punisher kind of meh. Is I don't necessarily want to see the internal struggle. I want to see the Punisher murder a bunch of people. That's his shtick.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you have a show where he's the star, you gotta ride that line.
No,
right?
you just have him blow people away. It's fucking fine. You know what you do? You know what you do?
Huh.
You introduce other characters,
Yes.
and they have some kind of stories and issues going on, and the Punisher is just the weird fucking badass who gets involved. You do like a Mad Max type of thing.
Ooh, sure. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then whoever the villain is, they have to be the fucking worst.
Where the guest star for that season or that episode who has an arc throughout the season
Yeah.
teams up with the Punisher or gets involved with the Punisher, who is just what he is.
Right. I'm with you. I think that's a fine idea.
Yeah.
Agreed. That one guy wants Punisher Season 2. Less backstory, more violence. Yes.
That's what I want out of the Punisher.
I agree. I agree. What I'm saying is that's what I want out of the Punisher, but I can also see producers being a little squeamish of making that show.
Okay. What's their problem?
Yes, that is absolutely their problem.
Lost.
Right. A black mark says that's why Daredevil worked so well, or that's why Punisher worked so well in Daredevil Season 2. The story was about Daredevil's, possible turn to the dark side, and the Punisher was already there, just doing his Punisher thing. But then we could moralize with Daredevil, and the Punisher was just there killing people. I agree. That is why he worked so well in Daredevil Season 2. Until the end, which gets a little muddled. Stuart! What are you doing to that lady?
It's a zombie.
Hey Jack, are there any shows on Netflix you'd recommend off the top of your head? Preferably stuff that's not too drama-based. I don't necessarily know what drama-based means. Stuart, you dick.
He's robbing the casino.
Oh, is that... have you seen Dark? It's kind of drama-y, but it's a good sci-fi murder mystery. What else have I been watching on Netflix recently? I gotta think. Well, I want to recommend Broadchurch, but that's pretty drama-based too. Broadchurch is a detective show on Netflix. Oh, there you go. Kimmy Schmidt. If you have not seen The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, pure comedy, pure delight. That one's great. What did I think of the Defenders? Oh, I thought that sucked. I thought Defenders sucked major balls. As someone who is a fan of Daredevil and Jessica Jones, and who thought that Luke Cage worked well in Jessica Jones, and was pretty just ambivalent towards, what was his name? Fucking Iron Fist. Oh, Defenders was...
Stuart, stop being so fucking aggressive. I'm trying to give you a health thing.
Keep it moving.
Oh, you have to keep him alive while he's beating you to death?
Well, he's joined me now. I punched him a few times.
Keep close.
and convinced him I have a safe space he can go to.
Yeah, okay.
Where the zombies aren't. Every time I try to get him the fucking... Trying to give him some vodka!
Take your vodka, Stuart. Yeah, I did not enjoy the Defenders at all. I think people were playing against character, and it just didn't make any sense, and I didn't care about the story. The story was picking up where, like, Iron Fist left off, and no one cared about Iron Fist, and Elektra was there, and who cares about Elektra? God, I hated Elektra in Daredevil Season 2. She started out as a super interesting character, girl of mystery and power, and just ended up to be the lamest fucking thing. Have you finished Daredevil Season 2? She ends up being the lamest thing.
Yeah?
Oh my god. She starts off so strong.
Move over there.
And then the entire Defenders is wrapped up with her and the Hand and mystical, magical bullshit.
Oh, shit.
But Misty Knight does get her arm ripped off. So in Luke Cage Season 2, we're going to get robot-armed Misty Knight, which is awesome.
I don't want to use my health just yet. I'm being dumb. I'm being so dumb. I should drink it right now.
Do it. Drink it. Do it. Don't be dumb. Why are you saving it for later?
Because I should be relatively safe in here. And there's food in here.
Oh, okay. Great. So, the only cool thing to come out of the Defenders is we get robot-armed Misty Knight in Luke Cage Season 2. And Misty Knight, as far as I'm concerned, was the highlight of Luke Cage. She needs her own show. I want a detective show with Misty Knight being a sassy-ass motherfucker. No, we're getting another season of Luke Cage. Maybe they'll do better second season. I was crazy disappointed with the first season. What are they doing?
They're playing a role-playing game.
Oh my god. Nerds.
Yes. Horrible stock nerds.
Yeah.
They won't join you unless there's a girl in your group.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Oh my god. That's eye-rolling. That is eye-rolling bad.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
They won't come with you unless you have a girl. You don't get the Misty Knight love? In Luke Cage, we are asked to care about Harlem and its inhabitants, even though our protagonist just moved there a couple of weeks ago and only knows one dude. But here's Misty Knight, someone who grew up in the area, has ties to people in the community. She is the person who gives us a reason to care about the city that Luke Cage is protecting. Not Luke Cage. God, why would he have anything connecting him to the city? She's also just a working detective. I loved her detective vision thing where, you know, she would like kind of ghost walk through the crime scene and try to figure stuff out. I enjoyed detective shows, and so I dug her as a character.
You guys not joined yet? Hurry the fuck up.
Oh, Brittany needed to bend over first. Just show them the goods.
Here, have some cookies.
I thought Luke Cage was from Harlem. He was just moving back after prison. No, Luke Cage is from the South. Luke Cage grew up with his brother in the South and only moved to Harlem after prison because he was a cop in the South. And he only moved to Harlem recently after his wife died. After the events of Jessica Jones does he move to Harlem. So he has no real reason to like be there or care about the people besides just that he's a good guy. Well, yeah, the barber was what, his dead wife's uncle, or the barber was like a friend, like a good friend of his dead wife. That's how he knew the barber. And so the barber was the connection, but we lose the barber pretty early. I think like there's a lot of structure problems, I feel like, with Luke Cage. I just don't understand why he wanted to be a hero. I didn't get it.
Wait there.
Someone says, I don't care about Oz because Dorothy didn't grow up there. Except for the whole point of Oz was Dorothy was getting out of Oz to go home. So, first of all, burn, sick, obviously. Second of all, Oz was, discovering Oz was part of the wonderment of the movie, and we never have that with Harlem in Luke Cage.
The wonderment of Harlem.
It could, yeah. Well, that was, that was the bad guys thing, is Harlem's renaissance, is like we're trying to build up Harlem into, the new Harlem. And that may or may not coincide with some gangsters who want to keep Harlem the way it is, because that's how they run their business in Luke Cage. So we should have had some of those Wizard of Oz type moments with Harlem, where Luke was discovering the city and why the city was worth saving.
Is Luke a Mary Sue?
Luke is a Mary Sue also. He can't be Mary Sue. He's a guy. Jessica Jones is a Mary Sue. No, Luke. Of course, Luke is a Mary Sue. He's like.
That's true. She's super strong, and she didn't earn her strength at all. She's Mary Sue.
Well, so did Luke Cage. It was an accident that gave him.
Did he have 5 minutes of training?
He had no training.
Oh my God!
He has no training whatsoever. Oh my God, Rich, you're right. What do I think of the Marvel TV format? Does it work better than a movie to give you 13 episodes? It can. It has. It has worked good.
Ooh, it's getting late.
Oh, is that good or bad?
It's getting late.
Okay. What was it that I was watching recently? I was watching a thing recently, a television show that felt like it was exactly like 2 episodes too long. And I forget what it was.
Yeah.
Ooh, barely.
No!
Oh.
God damn it. I gotta do that again.
But I know they like to stick to the 13 episode format, but if you don't got it, you don't got it. I wonder if that's dictated by Netflix or if that's something the show's creators choose, but there was something I was watching recently that was exactly like an episode and a half too long. I just wanted it to be a little bit shorter. Oh.
One more try.
You can do it.
There's free zombie medicine up there.
Oh. There you go.
Irritating. So.
I believe you were talking about Stranger Things 2. Oh, maybe that was it. Stranger Things Season 2 just seemed to be a little bit too long. Yeah.
Cut out most of the first half.
Yeah. You definitely could have
Really, one more try.
really want, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Stranger Things Season 2, you really could have cut out 2 episodes of content.
Cut episode 7. You Philistines.
Cut.
Fucking episode was great.
It was great. You cut the really fun episode. Yeah. Get out of here. Get out of here with that shit.
Cut them playing around with a salamander for 4 episodes. We gotta find the salamander.
Right? Nice. Ooh, a Thord? Zombrex?
I'm gonna run out of time. Being so dumb. I got it. I can do it.
Is that a showgirl? That's great.
Yeah, I love the Thord. There's an easier Thord I can get, so I'm not so worried about it.
Oh my god, she's just sitting in there puking?
Yeah,
Oh. How fast would the nerds have joined you if you had her on your team?
just as fast. I didn't talk to the right one enough or something. That slowed me down.
Sure, sure.
Should still be good.
Yeah, Dante Doomsday. She apparently has been drinking a lot, or is she drunk? Maybe.
Yeah. I believe she was at a bachelorette party or something. I don't know.
Oh, sure. Oh yeah, look, she's drunk.
Yeah, oh, she's definitely drunk.
Yeah.
That's vomit on the floor.
Well, sure, but that like maybe she had some bad shrimp. We don't know. She's too drunk to walk.
Yeah.
You're coming with me, Kristen. You're gonna raise the morale in my safe house. That's what you're gonna do. All right, let's see here. Where are we?
Stick with me.
G Shot says, "Hey guys, thanks for the streams. I can solve your Star Wars timeline crisis. One, it's an absolute crisis. You're right. With 3 simple words, I don't care.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work. Great.
It's so rare I hear common sense.
I just, I think it's important that we establish a firm timeline in our fantasy movies with wizards. Really important. Where are we? Zulanio says, Rich,
Yeah.
if you care to, explain as George Lucas why Luke is better than Rey.
No,
Great.
I don't care to.
That's fine. That's fine. Das Clownstein says, these people don't even get the point of Empire. The point is that he's facing Vader without any
Yep.
training.
But that means he never got the training. But he's the best Jedi ever. That can't be. That can't be. I can't accept that. I can't accept that. I can't accept that.
All right.
Because I have to be mad at Rey. I have to be mad at Rey, and this is why I'm mad at Rey. And if I'm mad at Rey for this, that means Luke obviously did something different. And so because Luke is the best, and I have to be mad at Rey because that's what I read on the internet.
All this, along with the it's a lot for a little girl.
I'm gonna do everything I can.
Das Clownstein, that is a very good point. If Luke had had months of training, it would make the entire ending of Empire not make any sense. Good on you, Das Clownstein. That's why Obi-Wan and Yoda are disappointed that he leaves for Bespin. It's almost as if
Whoever's doing this to us.
all of these internet people are just grasping at straws.
None of my business.
But hey, Magnus loves Casey says when I was talking about Star Wars for a while, so we're gonna get some Star Wars
All right,
stuff now.
all
That's
right.
fine. That's fair. When Obi-Wan tells Luke to trust the Force to hit the weak spot on the Death Star, yes, that's not the Force. That was the books on tape he was listening to. It's all explained in the novel.
He was listening to the books on tape in the X-Wing. The Obi-Wan training recording.
Yes. Yes. I love it.
Tip of the year.
Tip of the year. Thank you, Magnus Loves Casey. That was perfect. Chapter 17, Guiding Missiles with the Force. Luke, trust your instincts. Jedi training on tape. He's had a year's worth of training on tape. Yeah, that's what we were saying, Nipplebag. Luke's the facts, the whole purpose of Empire Strikes Back is when Luke faces Vader, he's woefully unprepared.
Oh, I know.
And that's why he loses.
But the implications.
Okay, ready? That's why he loses handily.
Yeah.
He loses hand.
Oh, God.
That's a great joke.
I hate you and everyone you know.
It's true. It's true. But you're part of that, the people I know. So that means you hate you, and I know that's true. So in any case, where were we? We were on Social Geometer. Social Geometer, who says, "Good evening, gents. IMO." What does IMO mean?
Chat, the fact is, I don't give a shit if Rey is a Mary Sue. She's the protagonist in a fantasy series for children.
Uh-huh.
She can be the biggest motherfucking Mary Sue in the world, and I don't give a shit. I'm making fun of people who do.
IMO is in my opinion. Okay, thank you. That's what I needed to know. Where were we? Good evening, gents. In my opinion, many superheroes would work better as period pieces. Daredevil makes more sense if Hell's Kitchen is a working-class Irish neighborhood experiencing the late 60s, 70s crime wave.
Yeah, it does.
Well, I mean, technically, that's just a lot of street-level superheroes. Is
The Punisher's backstory, far better as a Vietnam vet. The crazy war, Jack.
the crazy war, right? The morally ambiguous war,
Yeah.
if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Where he saw some horrible shit, and he wasn't quite the same afterwards.
And you know, there is some stuff that bleeds over just to war and post-traumatic stress in general. But I agree, and that's why I was saying there are some things like the Punisher that don't necessarily work with modern day sensibilities. We are, you know, according to available statistics, crime has been steadily dropping since the early 90s. It's not necessarily a pressing issue at the moment.
Is Iraq not crazy and morally ambiguous? It's a lot crazier if you're an Iraqi. If you're an American, a lot of it is pushing buttons from afar. Vietnam, you're in the frickin' jungles, man. That was probably some horrific shit.
Yeah. And remember, Vietnam was also a larger scale operations, and the stories coming out of Vietnam were a lot more horrifying.
Being in any war is terrible. I'm not
Yes,
saying
yeah.
if you're an American in Iraq, you have it easy. I'm not saying that. I'm
Right,
just
right.
saying Vietnam is probably a order of magnitude more insane.
Well, and speaking on moral ambiguity, there were stories coming out of Vietnam about what American soldiers were doing to the people of Vietnam.
Oh, sure.
That far exceeds the stories coming out of any modern war where we have different rule sets and different ways to...
I'm just saying it fits better as the backstory for someone like the Punisher.
Agreed.
This is why when Garth Ennis did Punisher Max, he just said, fuck it, the Punisher's like in his 50s. He's a Vietnam vet. He has to be a Vietnam vet.
Sure.
That's what works.
Yeah. Agreed. I'm with you. Ooh, another good point. Also, Vietnam was had the drafts. People were drafted into Vietnam.
Yeah.
People were forced into war.
Yeah.
Unlike modern skirmishes that we have.
But you need some wheels, Chucky.
You talk about cultural significance and what it means to the culture. Vietnam is the crazy war.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you.
The Iraq War, that was the raw go troops war, not the Vietnam War.
Oh, sure. And I'm sure some awful shit went down in Iraq.
Oh, yeah.
Sure of it, but we're talking broad strokes here, people.
I might have to get into a motorcycle fight.
All right.
This boss is fun when you fight him on the motorcycle. But most people talk about how you can cheese him by getting him to get stuck into a grate, and fuck that. Have the fight proper.
It's a motorcycle fight.
Ah,
Whoa.
Fuck that up.
Oh, you gotta get some speed to ram him.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also, he has chainsaws.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the underdog. That makes it great.
Jack, you didn't like the end of Punisher Netflix, where he's afraid now that he doesn't have a war to fight? No. Overall, I'm okay with Punisher Netflix. I actually liked that they were kind of dealing with some of, like, his character stuff and why he wants to kill, and is it just him? Or is it, is it the mission? Or is he always looking for a new mission? I get that. I just thought there wasn't the other part of the Punisher that I like, which is the violence. It had some good violence, but not anywhere near what we've already seen John Barenthal do as the Punisher, So I was a little disappointed with that aspect of the Punisher standalone series.
Change the camera. That would be great.
You can't free look?
Let's ride.
Oh, I'm trying to steer and stuff too.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I'm doing terrible. I've done this fight a lot better. I'm sucking right now.
You are doing terrible. The Punisher show didn't have a lot of violence. I'm trying to remember a memorable scene a la the jailhouse in Daredevil season 2, which I think is a fantastically violent scene. Or the torture scene with the Punisher in Daredevil season 2. That was another great one. I'm trying to think of anything on that level in Daredevil, and I'm not coming up with anything. Or in Punisher.
It's not turning fast enough for me.
The first or second episode when he kills 4 guys with a hammer was pretty awesome. You know what? I just don't remember that. It's part of the binge. Someone in chat was asking whether or not Daredevil season 2 is good. I think it starts off.
Out of time.
It starts off incredibly strong. It has some great Punisher moments. I think the final episode ends with a big old thud in a way that's very disappointing. And it kind of peaks with 5 episodes left. It kind of peaks mid-season with some Punisher stuff, and then everyone's just twiddling their thumbs for a couple episodes, and that's a little disappointing. But overall, I'd say it's all right, but it leaves you on a sour note. Jack, what was wrong with Baby Driver's ending? Do you care about Baby Driver? Can I spoil the ending of Baby Driver?
Give a shit. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna spoil the ending of Baby Driver. So if anyone doesn't want to hear that, mute us for the next, 4 or 5 minutes. I'm gonna talk about Baby Driver for a little bit.
You're killing a lot of fucking time for me, Leon. You son of a bitch.
Yeah, you gotta end him faster.
I do. This isn't good.
Yeah. In Baby Driver, Baby is the getaway driver for a crew of criminals put together by Kevin Spacey. And Kevin Spacey is typical criminal mastermind. Oh, did you get him? It's typical criminal mastermind where when Baby wants to get out of the organization, Kevin Spacey threatens the people closest to Baby. Hey, I know you're living with your adopted father, and he's, he's deaf and needs care. So, ooh, man, I hope nothing bad happens to him. Hey, I know you're seeing this lady. It'd be a shame if anything ever happened to her, if you stopped driving for me. Typical bad guy shit, right? Then their last heist, the big heist, goes sour at the end of the movie. Shocking, I know. And Baby manages to get the money and everything back to Kevin Spacey, and in some character turn that comes out of fucking nowhere, Kevin Spacey decides to sacrifice himself to save Baby and his girlfriend. Out of fucking nowhere, Kevin Spacey's like, I'll hold everyone off. You get out of here, Baby. You go make it. It's like, you have been threatening his family and forcing him to be a criminal this entire movie. Then out of nowhere. Overall, I think that Baby Driver is a very good movie. I'm a little cynical about it because it feels just like almost a YouTube editing experiment more than a movie. It's very light story-wise, but every scene is edited to a song, and so it's really cool. It's a really cool.
I didn't mean to do that.
Oh, what'd you do?
I attached the guns to the bike. I meant to get on the bike. Instead, I attached my guns to it,
Oh, sure.
Let's ride.
which is a waste because I'm going in this building right now.
Oh, sure.
And I really wanted that gun, so it's just bad.
Sure, I get you. But no, I think Baby Driver is a very good movie. It just has that super lame character turn at the end, and I also don't like how, like, the end of the movie, there's a courtroom scene because Baby gets busted at the end. I've warned people for spoilers. He gets busted at the end, but then in the courtroom scene, there's a montage of all the people he was nice to, like, forever, who were all character witnesses. Like, oh, Baby was a nice kid. He was nice. He stole my car, but he was so polite. So he gets time off for good behavior, and so it's kind of a weak ending, but overall a very cool movie. Very cool.
Oh wait, while I'm here, I may as well grab another machine gun. It's taking time to do this though, so I still did bad.
Oh, sure. Titan Creed says Edgar Wright's movies tend to be a bit too concept-driven for their endings. For me, characterization takes a backseat to some big idea. That is a fair criticism. They're cool, they're good-looking movies, they're cool movies, and they have fun ideas. But yeah, sometimes a little weak as far as characters or story points, that kind of stuff. But I'm okay. Maul Weasel, yeah, all the courtroom scene made sense because, like, he was quasi being forced to be a getaway driver, and yes, he was overall a good kid, but it just felt kind of hokey for, like, a movie all about the big heist and crime. I don't know a better way to end it, but that's how they ended it. I probably would have preferred him and the girl just taking the cash and riding off into the sunset.
Yeah.
As criminals, like, we're going to start a new life. Baby and his girl. We got a car, we got a bag full of cash, and we're going to start a new life. That's probably how I would have preferred the ending, but anyway, it's all right. Overall, Baby Driver's a good movie. It was a fun. It's a fun movie, is what it is. It's very lighthearted, good tone. Jamie Foxx, awesome. Jamie Foxx gives a great performance. John Hamm is in it. He's great. But I mean, they're great in everything. So is that really a compliment in any way? Like, this good actor who's consistently good is good in the movie. So
Need to make up some time, Jack. Time. The death of me.
Wreck 'em Alive, I think it's hard to compare a movie like Baby Driver to The Last Jedi. They're two very different beasts. Uh-oh. Who dat?
The bad guy.
The bad... Oh, it's the bad guy. Oh, that didn't help. That didn't help.
Chucky, you made it out.
Oh, he was the announcer.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I didn't recognize him without his big coat.
Do you want spoilers?
I'm probably not going to play it, so go ahead, spoil
Does the
the
chat mind spoilers for a
spoil the fuck out of it.
8-year-old game? It's a bank robbery. It's a casino heist. Zombies all around. There's no police that can come in. They're free to just loot the casinos.
Nice. So they let the zombies in.
Yep.
Blamed
Blame this guy.
the schlub so
Yep.
they could steal all the money in the casino. All right, I'm down with that.
Every casino in the city, Jack. It's a huge heist. It's not just one casino.
And
They're getting them all.
because they run the zombie game show, they have access to all the zombies.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good, Rich. I like it. I dig it.
Damn it, TK.
That's some quality schlock right there. Release the Z-bomb, if you will.
Yeah.
But the Z-bomb is just a truck full of zombies. Yeah.
Then where are they going to use the money when society has collapsed? This is the misconception with Dead Rising.
Yeah.
It is not a zombie apocalypse. That's actually kind of what you prevent in the first game. But there's still occasional outbreaks here or there, so this is localized.
Right. Obviously.
This city is being currently quarantined by the government. They're surrounding it.
Right.
They're containing it. But the rest of the country, the rest of the world is fine.
Sure. It's like influenza. Like everyone gets their
Yes.
shot, but every once in a while,
Yes.
a big outbreak happens in a city. Right. Society is obviously up and running enough to say, have a pharmaceutical company be creating zombie medicine.
Right.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you. I dig. I suppose that is just a general like trope in zombie movies.
Yeah.
If zombies are somewhere, they're everywhere.
Right.
So I can see where someone would get the misconception. Lloyd Beats, I have not heard anything about when the RLM website will be back up. Rich?
Soon, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And in fact, I know all you know, which is that Jay said on Twitter that they're revamping, updating. Nice.
Yeah, a little bit sloppy.
You know. Oh, I
need to get better.
I just like the fact that you have to jump on the train with a motorbike. I think that's neat.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
a neat little scenario that they put you in. Something which, by the way, I think a more modern game would have just done in a cutscene, like a cool cutscene, and then maybe you have to press X to jump.
Yeah. Oh, in modern day games, yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly what they do.
But here they're like, no, let's let you ride a motorcycle. You got to get on the train.
I wish they would let me switch between a mouse and a controller.
They don't.
They don't. I have to select one or the other in like the options menu.
Oh man.
I would so be doing these sections with mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
Oh, the god, that feels awful. This thing.
All right, let's see what we got here. Social Geometer says, regarding period superheroes, consider a 1939 Batman. Regular gangsters as villains. Less emphasis on armor and gadgets. More on martial arts and stealth.
check out, since you're suggesting this, who is this?
This is Social Geometer.
Check out, it's a little bit old right now, Sandman Mystery Theater.
Fuck yes.
This is what you're talking about.
Sandman Mystery Theater is a great series of books.
Yeah.
Fucking fantastic. I want
Not Neil Gaiman's Sandman.
right.
Around the same time. I think they're both Vertigo books too.
Yeah.
But Sandman Mystery Theater, entirely different. It's pure pulp vigilante stuff.
Oh, it's great. I want a movie or a TV show that's Sandman Mystery Theater. Just like slightly occultish stuff.
If they had a Sandman Mystery Theater CW show, I'd watch it.
Fuck yeah. In a heartbeat. Anywhere. I'd watch it in a heartbeat. It's just like classic hard-boiled detective with a little hint of the supernatural.
It's not even over the top with the action.
No.
Because his whole gimmick is he's Sandman. He uses knockout gas.
His only superpower is that he has a gas mask.
Right.
That's it. And
He investigates crimes.
Yep.
And it's not about punching a bunch of people all the time.
Oh, it's so great. He hunts down the occult, this devil worshipping cult is murdering small children. Ooh, maybe I can help figure that out. And he just has gas. He has knockout gas. That's it. Oh, those are some good ass books. I haven't read. Have you ever read Gotham by Gaslight?
I've heard about it. Well, no, I think I haven't. I think I've read it a long time ago. I don't remember anything that happens in it.
Because what is that? Is that like 1800s Batman?
It's like Batman versus Jack the Ripper.
Right.
Yeah.
I've heard good things about that.
All right. Doing sort of bad, but not awful bad.
You haven't died yet. Have you saved everyone?
Here's the. All right. This is part of the learning process.
Yeah.
Dead Rising 2 has a shitload of hidden survivors. Like, you don't get an alert, like, some on the security monitor, Jack, they're over in the shipyard. You gotta go pick them up.
Oh, sure.
There's a lot, you just have to find them.
Oh.
And I'm not even anywhere close to having them all memorized.
So, for your no death run, you're not going for 100% perfect run.
I would love to have a 100% perfect run.
Sure.
But I'll settle for just not dying and getting the main story.
Okay.
I'll settle for that.
All right.
I would love to, like Dead Rising 1, like that. I would love to save everyone.
Yeah.
That's the ideal.
Ooh, okay. Oh, Sir Dan 3K says, guess who Jack the Ripper was in Gotham by Gaslight? Yeah, yeah, of course we know who Jack the Ripper is. the only Batman villain ever used.
Yeah.
We get it. But I've heard good things about the book. I haven't read it yet. Black Panther, it's coming close. I know. Get hype, everyone. I've been. I don't know. I don't know if it's just because I've been watching. Because I watch a lot of superhero television shows, but I've just been seeing nothing but promotional material for Black Panther. Every single commercial break is Black Panther. And yes, I've been watching Black Lightning, and so maybe they're just
They're merging together.
They're just marketing to a
racist
crowd.
brain.
They're just marketing to a crowd who's already watching a black superhero, and so they're like, let's just promote our black superhero. But getting slightly hyped. For Black Panther.
Yes, getting a controller to work with this game on PC is a hassle.
Is it?
It's for games for Windows Live, not for Steam originally, and this is why you don't trust downloadable services.
Yeah.
Online game nannies like Steam.
Yeah.
Because game for Windows Live was defunct. And Steam eventually did release this, but the controller support is just bonked.
Oh.
In order to get my the Xbox One Pro controller that I splurged on to work, I had to download a old version of this gamepad emulating software.
Oh, no.
X360 CE, and it wasn't even the current version of it. It doesn't work with the current version of the software. So I had to track down an older version of the controller emulation software that was compatible. But it seems to work natively with just the regular wired 360 controller.
Oh,
So
well, that's good. Good. I have heard that about Black Cougar. That's the first superhero that protects the children. That's right about the Black Cougar.
I'm doing terrible on time.
I think I might try to talk someone here into doing a review of Blank Man for upcoming Black Panther. Or yeah, for in honor of Black Panther, to talk about, the first black superhero movie that I remember growing up, which is Blank Man, a fucking great movie that I personally love the crap out of.
Chat, I don't have anything inherent against controllers. I prefer controllers. I mean, I prefer mouse and keyboard for anything that requires aiming. But there are plenty of games I like using controllers for just fine. And if I'm going to use a controller, honestly, the Xbox Pro controller is really nice.
Oh god, it's so great.
Yeah.
Xbox Pro controller is where it's at. Have you even messed around with any of the flippers? Those are fantastic.
Not really.
For certain games.
Maybe I fucking should. That fucking fuck.
No, a Blank Man, B-L-A-N-K, Blank Man, is a Damon Wayans superhero show about a DIY superhero. He builds his own gadgets out of garbage. And I remember it being fantastic.
Oh, shit. They're over there.
I watched the crap out of that. Yeah, we can probably do a Blank Man and Meteor Man, like, double feature review.
Racist.
They're
They're both individual movies, Jack.
prominent black superhero movies, Rich. Nothing racist about it. All I heard was blank check review in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. I know blank check front to back. Right, I could do that right now without even having seen it in a decade. I can do a blank check review right now because I love it. Tone Loc. Give it up for Tone Loc. Oh my god, it's Chris Hemsworth. Look at that guy. Long hair.
This guy's a bit scuzzier.
Buff body. Oh well, I'm just going off of looks. Elrod and Trixie Lynn. All right, where were we? How about Joe Kitty 001? Anyone get sick during the flu epidemic? No, I did not. I felt a little guilty. I did not get a flu shot this year. You're supposed to get one even if you are healthy and not necessarily around anyone who will get the flu, because then you won't spread it. Even if you don't get sick, you might spread the flu. So I know you're supposed to get a flu shot. I didn't. Felt a little bit bad.
I need to carry this for me.
Yep.
Follow me.
This next part's going to be hard.
All right.
Like, I'm probably going to die hard.
I get it. Yes,
I didn't even mean that as anything.
in general, everyone is advised to get a flu shot for, well, Encephalopathetic points out the term of it, which is herd immunity.
I don't need that fucking thing.
Yeah, you got Wolverine claws. You're good. Oh. Oh, I'm sorry.
Stay close.
All right, where are we here? Lick, my love bit, says the Simpsons failed when they killed Ned's wife. Leaving Ned the sympathetic single parent, Homer's hatred of him thusly becomes ugly. Jokes at the expense of grieving spouses, not so funny.
True. I can't argue with that.
We did get some fine episodes, though, out of, like, you know, Ned looking for love in all the wrong places.
They ever have Ned get remarried?
Who, you know, they're on season 58 now. He's probably gotten remarried several times. Well, they got married to the Vegas ladies.
That doesn't count. That was before Maud died, too, wasn't it?
No, I think that was after Maud died. Because, you know, the joke there was, you know, while Homer was trying to get his to run away, Ned's just wanted to run away. She didn't want to be part of Ned's family.
Stay right there.
Like smell before going into this.
What do we got here? I am a 420R says I just watched the last 6 Spider-Man movies. Is that?
That's depressing.
That's yeah. There are 6 modern Spider-Man movies. Homecoming is the best. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been saying that.
No, I'm echoing. I'm echoing, man. Homecoming is the best Spider-Man movie we have. But I thought the Amazing movies were really very good.
Nope.
No. Not sure why people didn't like them. Curious what you guys thought of them.
First one's just blah, and the second one's just a all-around hot mess. Story-wise, stylistically, character-wise, it's a hot mess.
But like, even the first one starts you off with a mystery of Peter Parker's parents, right? Like there's a conspiracy about his parents, but then they kind of forget about that, and then it turns into a moody love story, and then they kind of forget about that, and then a lizard shows up, and it's over. The Amazing Spider-Man 1 is all over the place, and it's the worst Spider-Man movie because it's the absolute worst portrayal of Peter Parker out of
It's a non.
any.
Andrew Garfield was like a non-portrayal of Peter Parker.
That's what
he
I'm
was like
saying,
a
yeah.
fucking mannequin.
Yes. But he was also super cool, well-liked by everyone, a skater guy, a photographer.
Yeah.
He was just everything and nothing at the same time.
Please, help me.
Yeah, no, I think it was just the worst.
This guy's decided we all need to join the zombies.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna try and get that poor girl bitten.
Oh.
This is not the way to help anyone. Oh, I see. You're losing the courage to finish what you started.
He's not wearing umbrella pins. His pins have like a red cross on them, and they say "Cure."
Taking this thing all the way.
Oh shit!
What?
Big dummy.
Oh my God, you're leaving?
Yeah,
Oh.
they have my weapons for this fight.
Oh.
The guitar has a fairly fast swing, which is what I need for him.
Oh, okay. That's all right.
My bat's not gonna cut it.
Sure. Dr. Arbitrary says, "Hey, I'm an idiot who doesn't know how the whole tip thing works. Can someone link to an explanation or something?" There's a button underneath this video that says "Tip us," give us money if you want, or don't, whatever. And that should take you to a little form where it asks you for some like PayPal information, and you decide there if you want to tip us. But the romance aspect is good, but the romance aspect didn't do or really mean anything. And then we get that point at the end of Amazing Spider-Man where Dennis Leary is like, "I know you're Spider-Man, and I'm cool with it, but I'm dying. And you can't date Gwen because it'll put her in danger. And he's like, okay, I won't. But then the very next scene, he's like, maybe I'll date Gwen. I don't know. Like, it just nothing. It was a movie where nothing meant anything.
Yeah. Gonna die.
That's all right.
Do your heavy attacks so you're slow for a second. There we go.
I think you can only get one swing in.
Fuck you, man! Ah!
Why do I remember so much of The Amazing Spider-Man? That's a good question. I saw it once in the movie theater when it was in the movie theater. But a lot of it's burned in because that's how it works with movies sometimes. And I don't know who's talking about Marissa Tomei, but I think she's a great Aunt May. I think Marissa Tomei is great.
Time, just burning time. Burning time. I gotta go get healing now.
Oh, man.
That fight, not going well for me, I'm gonna say.
I see that. I see that about you and that fight. Is there a better weapon for that fight than a guitar?
He's too quick.
Okay.
I've tried the bat. Trust me.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, in general, like, can you grab a sword? Is there something that'll do more damage?
Not really. The sword is really slow.
Okay.
Basically, I can get 2 hits with the guitar. I've done it where I've gotten 2 hits and gotten away. Mm-hmm. Or I can get 1 hit with a sword. Maybe I had like a Bowie knife. I could try that, but I don't. So is what is.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So much.
You know, it's like just in the Spider-Man, in all the different Spider-Mans that we've had throughout the years, the one thing that I have universally always hated is old, weak on her deathbed Aunt May. I've never been a fan of that.
Oh yeah.
Just the Aunt May that would faint and have heart palpitations at the thought of Spider-Man in general. Oh, my stars. I've always hated that. So I am more than okay with young and together Aunt May. Another thing I think they very smartly borrowed from the Ultimate comic books.
Ah! It's all my health again. Jesus Christ.
You can do it.
Yeah, I'm losing so much time.
Jack Bruns, I know as far as Infinity War, I think Rich is pretty well checked out of Marvel movies at this point.
I'm looking forward to Infinity War.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's fair then. I kind of had you pegged as meh.
No, Infinity War I'm looking forward to.
Okay. I'm super hype for Infinity War. A gathering of anyone who has even cameoed in any Marvel movie is going to be in it. All of them together.
Mm-hmm.
Just, it's going to be, I feel it's going to be an Avengers type event. Where shit's gonna get real. So I'm super hyped. Black Panther is out next month, I believe. Remember in the Age of Ultron view, everyone seemed to not get... Well, Age of Ultron was not necessarily an event. It was just an Avengers movie. I still think Ultron is a good Avengers movie, but it was just an Avengers movie. Unlike the first Avengers, which was an event, that was everyone coming together for the first time. Is this going to work? Oh my God, this is a big thing, right? All leading up to the epic 360. We're all working together as a team shot. And like they've been teasing Ultron now since Avengers.
You know, Thanos.
Thanos, you're right. Ultron. They've been teasing Thanos since Avengers. He's been in little pieces of movies for years now. There is so much built-up hype for him as a main bad guy.
I need to find a better way to do this fight.
Oh, you were referring to nobody giving a fuck about Infinity War.
Nope, nope, nope.
Oh.
Nope, 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 nope.
Run. Oh my God. That was really close, Rich.
No shit.
Well, I suppose at the time, like coming right out of Age of Ultron, yeah, I probably didn't give a shit about Infinity War. Oof. Yeah, you have
Awful.
to you have
Awful.
to find a better way to do that fight. That almost took you. Suck it, Kurt Cobain. I think he's more Zach De La Rocha. A la Rage Against the Machine.
Guns? If you use a projectile weapon against him, he actually goes berserk on you.
What is that? And like...
It, like, knocks you down and climbs on you and just starts stabbing at you.
Okay. What kind of keyboard did I use when I played in bands? I had a... Oh, what was it called? Alexa Micron?
Keep close.
Is that what it was called?
Stick close.
Oh, God. It's been a while. I want to say it was an Alexa Micron. But... I don't know if I'm confusing that with the Amazon digital assistant Alexa. I probably am. Sorry if I'm triggering people's echoes. Right. Is this a real thing? Got nothing with Alexa Micron. All right, hold on. Let me Google really quick and I'll tell you exactly. Not Alexa. Maybe what's a keyboard company that's like Alexa? It was like that. It's gonna be something very different. Alesis. Oh, thank you, Space Camo. Maybe that's it. Alesis.
Move over there.
Ooh, I don't know if it was an Alesis. No, what was it? Hold on. I can tell you. Give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to find this out. I know how I can find this out. You just got to give me just a minute. God damn it, give me a minute. I can do it. I can find it. Ah, yeah, okay, that's what it was. It was an Alesis Micron. That was the keyboard I used. It had a ton of functionality. It had a lot of easy tweaking of tones, and some. And it was also like for a smaller keyboard, it had full size keys. And that was really important. I first got an even smaller one. I was like a Moog or not a Moog, a Korg. It was a Korg Micro one, but it had tiny keys, and my big fat fingers didn't do well with those. So I got the Alesis Micron because it has full size keys. Porg Micro? Maybe that's what I had. A Porg, no, a Korg. K-O-R-G, a Korg Micro. I think that's what I had.
You fucking zombies.
All right. Where are we? Where are we? Casual Horse says, "Isn't it fun